Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to CNBC, President Donald Trump concluded a two-day NATO summit in Ankara, Turkey, without securing any new commitments from traditional European allies to support the United States in its reignited conflict with Iran. Throughout the summit, Trump sent mixed signals, alternatively praising the alliance's tremendous unity and criticizing member nations for their reluctance to involve themselves in the Middle East. Trump framed his request for assistance with Iran as a loyalty test, which he claimed European allies failed. He went on to renew threats of drawing down or fully withdrawing the approximately 68,000 U.S. troops stationed in Europe, expressing frustration that his attempt to acquire Greenland was rebuffed. However, European leaders, speaking to CNBC, largely dismissed Trump's warnings of troop withdrawals as empty threats. Polish President Karol Nawrocki expressed confidence that American soldiers would remain in Poland to secure Central East Europe, while Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store doubted the U.S. would pull all troops out. Furthermore, Baltic leaders remained confident of continued U.S. defense support against Russian aggression, highlighting that the alliance continues to function despite ongoing friction over defense spending. According to a report by the Liberty Times, U.S. President Donald Trump exhibited a dramatic shift in temperament during the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, summit held in Ankara, Turkey. Before the meetings commenced, Trump lashed out at NATO allies for failing to support him in the war against Iran, threatened to cut off trade with Spain, and reiterated his desire to acquire Greenland from Denmark. However, once behind closed doors with the 32 national leaders, his hostile tone dissolved into warmth. Sources revealed that Trump reassured the allies of America's commitment to the alliance, which was later reflected in the summit's final declaration reaffirming their dedication to Article 5 mutual defense. On the sidelines of the summit, Trump met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in a bid to assist Ukraine as it grapples with a shortage of interceptor missiles. Trump pledged to authorize Kyiv to manufacture Patriot air defense missiles locally. Furthermore, NATO allies committed 70 billion euros in annual military aid to Ukraine for 2026 and 2027. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte remarked that despite differences, the alliance emerged stronger from the summit. According to a report by metro.co.uk, Donald Trump has warned that he may be assassinated by Iran, declaring himself the regime's #1 target. Speaking at a press conference at the end of a NATO summit in Turkey, Trump referred to the Iranian leadership as scum and stated that they have acted this way for 47 years. He rejected the notion that the ongoing conflict with Iran is a strategic dead end, calling the war a tremendous military success and expressing reluctance to make any deal with the country, suggesting instead to finish the job. Trump's comments follow renewed military tensions, including recent U.S. airstrikes on commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz to deter attacks on shipping. In response, Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps claimed it launched retaliatory strikes on 85 U.S. military sites in Bahrain and Kuwait, accusing the U.S. of violating a prior ceasefire agreement. U.S. Central Command has labeled Iran's actions as dangerous, unwarranted, and a clear violation of the ceasefire. According to a report by the Liberty Times, Finnish President Alexander Stubb, while attending a NATO summit in Ankara, declared that Ukraine has effectively won its war against Russia. Stubb emphasized that despite more than 4 years of full-scale invasion, Kyiv has successfully maintained its independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. He contrasted the Russian advance of only 60 kilometers over the last 4 years with the massive advances seen during World War II to highlight Ukraine's resilience. However, the Finnish president underscored that this is no time for complacency. He stressed that Ukraine remains in urgent need of further military assistance, particularly in air defense capabilities, to counter ongoing ballistic missile attacks. Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson echoed these sentiments at the summit, noting that Russia has failed to achieve its initial war goals and that Ukraine has attained significant successes. Both leaders emphasized the importance of continued European support and unity in aiding Ukraine's defense and ensuring long-term security. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.